So everyone, welcome once again. Today with us we have MetaMonkey, and today's speaker will be Agus. Agus, can you hear us?
Hi, good morning, afternoon, evening. I guess it depends where you're at.
Welcome. Hopefully it's morning or evening for our users, and hopefully we'll have a great chat here. Thank you for joining in. How are you today, Agus?
I'm doing very well. I'm super excited to be here. We've got a lot of things coming on this month, so I'm kind of excited to share some of the stuff.
Of course, hopefully we'll have a great chat, and if our users have any questions, they can ask us. So, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, that's great. So for the brief introduction, the MetaMonkey AI integrates current AI technology into the emerging Web3 metaverse properties. Is that correct for your project?
Yeah, that is correct. So our focus is really on the technologies that's going to drive, what a lot of people call the Web3 type properties. So obviously the internet right now is at a point where it's definitely growing into some new capabilities, and we want to be at the center of that. Obviously people in this space know a lot about blockchain technology, but we're looking at blockchain just beyond the fact that it could be used as a cryptocurrency. We also are developing a lot of technologies behind the metaverse. The metaverse is just at a very infant stage right now, and we're looking at ways of how we can deliver the immersive experience that people are really looking forward to.
So you mentioned about what your guys' focus is. So I would like to ask you a couple of questions about the MetaMonkey AI. What is the story behind it? Who is MetaMonkey and what does it do?
Yeah, so MetaMonkey AI is a subdivision of Cognigo. Cognigo is a company that's been around. It's a California LLC. It's been around for the last 15 years. And basically, Cognigo works in the real world with AI technology, RPA technology, integrating business solutions into the real world. So part of that, we've been working on how we can look at what the future is going to bring, because the type of AI and RPA properties we're looking at currently and working with currently is very different than what's going to drive Web3, blockchain, things like that. So MetaMonkey was the spinoff, and its focus strictly is on those properties. And what MetaMonkey was able to do, and one of the reasons we decided to bring this project out, is we partnered up with some laboratories that are working on the cutting edge of that type of technology, and we've basically secured the licensing to bring these properties to market.
Thank you for that. And what I usually like to ask my guests is about their project. How would you describe your community in a couple of the words?
Yeah, our project is really based on being able to deliver our long-term delivery plan is the metaverse. We want to deliver e-commerce into the metaverse, and we want to be able to bring a new form of processing payment into that metaverse. So we're looking at blockchain for that. We're also looking at blockchain beyond just the e-commerce side. In the metaverse, we feel like security is going to be an important thing. So we think blockchain is something that we can use there as well. And then the AI component. So we have a lot of emphasis on AI, machine learning, deep learning, in order to power and run the metaverse. it's going to take a lot of work in that space specifically. So those are some of the key components of where we're focused at.
And speaking of focusing, can you tell us about your partnership with the laboratories in Korea?
Yeah, certainly. So I think this is one of our biggest strengths. We were looking for some strategic partners to be able to launch into this project, and a lot of the big companies out there, they have strategic partnerships with universities and with laboratories, um, and with researchers. So we partnered with 3 laboratories in Korea. I think a lot of people know South Korea is a hotbed when it comes to technology. They're definitely on the cutting edge. So these specific 3 laboratories are manned by professors, university professors. They're also manned by PhD students. They do a lot of research work. Some of the fields that they work in is they work with the Defense Department, with military. They also work with some of the large companies in Korea that we're very familiar with. They do a lot of development work from them, but they've been working quite a bit in the Web3 type properties. So they basically have done a lot of research, developed some great technology, and in talking to them, we felt like it was a perfect opportunity for us to partner up. So we decided to put MOU together and start looking at some of the properties that they had, um, some of their technologies, and figure out a roadmap on how to bring it in. So we thought a great way to do this was to bring it to our community and to launch the MetaMonkey token and use that token in the beginning to talk about who we are, get community involvement. We've been working hard to build up our community. We're committed to them, and we'll continue to work with them. But basically, we wanted to get people excited and interested about our project, and then once we have that those eyes and ears on our project, we can start talking about some of the properties that we have ready and we'll be bringing out soon.
Thank you for that one. Can you expand on the blockchain and emerging Web3 technologies that you are focusing on right now?
Yeah, so right out of the gate with the blockchain, we're getting very close to releasing our wallet, and our wallet is very unique. I know there's a lot of crypto wallets out there, but we are looking at blockchain in a bigger way. So one of the new capabilities of our wallet, which is unique only to our wallet, is we figured out a way to use blockchain to make payments, offline payments. So basically, this wallet's going to be capable of making payments to another person, to a business, with no internet connectivity. Everyone knows cryptocurrency is a digital currency. You need to have an internet to make that functionality work. Our wallet will allow people to use our our wallet for payment without having any internet connection. So I think that is super exciting. The way we do that is when you are in an online state, you would take the ETH you have in your wallet, and that would get converted into tokens. So we're using the smart contract there, and we convert it into tokens, and now it's held in your wallet. The ETHs really haven't gone anywhere. They're just in your wallet. Now in an offline state, you could be pretty much anywhere, and you can make a payment through one of 3 different ways. One is using Bluetooth. So if you have Bluetooth connectivity, you can make a payment there. Another one's using the NFC feature in your phone. So near field communication, a payment could be made that way. And then the third one would be a QR code. And beyond just the fact that it can make offline payments, there's a couple of other things that this wallet is going to be great for. So one is security. Our first version will not have this feature, but we're going to come out with the second version shortly after that. So you can keep your wallet in an offline state. So unless you're using it, you can keep it offline. So that's going to be great for security. Another thing is, sometimes during the day, the gas expenses are the gas cost is very expensive. So with our wallet, if you did collect the tokens, you could hold it in that wallet as tokens until the gas price is reduced down, and then you can convert it back into ETHs. So those are a few of the features that the wallet's going to have, and then we got some pretty cool ideas on how to add some new features that you don't typically find in a wallet, and we're probably going to make some announcements about that maybe a week or two after we release this wallet.
Thank you for that one. When you were creating this project, what was your main focus? I mean, there are some projects that focus more on the speed, on security. What mainly does the MetaMonkey focus on? Is it speed, security?
Yeah, so one of our major focus, there's a lot of different major focuses we have. We have several different teams that are working on several different projects. But one of the goals, one of the central goals for us is to be able to deliver a metaverse where we can bring a immersive shopping experience into that metaverse. So we want to be able to take companies that are forward thinking, that are already looking to establish a presence in the metaverse. But in order to do that, they're on their current systems, right? So they're looking at how do we get a shop set up into the metaverse? How do we take 2D images and put them into a 3D space? How is the e-commerce and payment processing going to happen? So we really are focused in a lot on making that e-commerce happen. Two of the major things is being able to bring these forward-thinking brands into the metaverse and getting them set up without too much pain and without making too much effort. So we feel like our AI and our deep learning algorithms is going to be able to help with that. And then the second thing is, once we do get them set up in the metaverse, is how is the e-commerce functionality going to work? So security, blockchain definitely has to deal with security. So that's a major focus of ours. But one of the limitations with a lot of blockchains is the processing. So we're looking at some unique solutions on how we can speed up the processing while still delivering the security that's needed around payment processing in the e-commerce space.
Thank you for that one. And what will I like to ask you is, can you explain us the MetaMonkey? What does it do and what is it?
Yeah, so what we're looking to do is set up a e-commerce ecosystem that is going to be in a 3D style environment. We will roll this out in phases. The long-term goal is to have a very immersive 3D experience, but right out of the gate, we want to be able to bring shops into our system. So when you're looking at someone that has a store that they have their own website on, it's how do we bring that inventory over? So we're looking at the AI technology that's going to be able to go into their current system. So let's say someone has a store set up on Shopify or on WooCommerce platform. So we're looking at the API plugins to plug into those systems and be able to bring in their inventory, be able to bring in their description. How do we turn 2D inventory into 3D inventory? So people that are shopping in there can get that more immersive feel about it. And then once we do set up that MetaMall, what we're also looking for is to set up a API commerce system. And what I mean by that is any e-commerce business out there currently, there's thousands of plugins that they can use, like in the Shopify system or in the WooCommerce system, where you have a lot of third-party companies that provide services, whether it could be marketing services, mobile app services, a lot of different solutions out there. So we want to build up our ecosystem in the metaverse and the MetaMall, where we can set up the APIs where third-party companies that already exist in the e-commerce business can now plug in their services and provide those services to our stores that are in our ecosystem.
Thank you for that one. And I heard that you have functional businesses in the real world are using to sell real world items. How does it that do?
Yeah, so we do have a functional NFT, and the way it's being used currently is there's a company that is an investment company. It allows people to invest money into high-end wines. And the way the NFT works is these wines they're French wines. They're stored in France. So you could buy these particular wines are very expensive, and you get an NFT that basically gives you ownership of that bottle of wine. So, expensive wine like that, it's going to be difficult to ship it around. And if you buy it for an investment, you're not necessarily going to want to have that delivered to your house. You're fine with it being stored somewhere where it's safe, secure. Plus, shipping an expensive wine around can degrade the quality of it. So that's one thing that you have. It's you own that NFT, but that gives you physical ownership of that particular bottle of wine. If you're using an investment and you want to sell it in the future and take your gains, you can do that. You can sell the NFT. You don't have to sell a particular bottle of wine. But one of the, I think, really cool things about what we were able to do is, and how this company is using our technology is, if you physically want that wine delivered to you and you want to enjoy it with your friends, you can get that physically delivered to you. So one of the features in our MetaMall is we're looking at how we can use this functional NFT and use it for regular everyday items that people are going to order. So not only will you be purchasing an NFT, but it's physically tied to a physical good that exists in the real world, and that can be delivered to your house.
Speaking of buying the real things in the world, would you be in the real estate soon, or do you actually have that for buying houses, buying apartments, or something like that?
Yeah, so I was talking about the parent company, Cognigo. So we work quite a bit in automotive. That's one of our major verticals we work with. So yeah, I've talked to dealers, and we've talked about how we can use this in automotive. I'm trying to get some conversations going with some OEMs, maybe even talking to some of the states and looking at possibilities of the way pink slips are done. I think eventually that is going to transition into something like an NFT. So we are starting to get some of those conversations going. And I think property ownership is definitely another place. So with real estate, I think that's a possibility. Another place that I think there's a lot of traction is when it comes to intellectual property. So if you own a patent, you have certain ideas, something that's physically difficult to hold, but there's going to be a lot of digital properties that are going to come out over the next several years. And it's like, how do you have ownership of a digital property? If you think about, the metaverse, we're going to have a lot of people walking around in the metaverse with their avatars. And how do you know that this particular avatar is who they represent themselves to be? So we're looking at how we can use, not only NFTs, but also blockchain, for things like that. The way we consider the blockchain is, yes, it is cryptocurrency, but blockchain is so much more. Block is it just contains the data, and the chain basically is the truth in that data. So we're just looking at how we can use the blockchain in a lot of different ways outside of just in a cryptocurrency sense.
Thank you for that one. And we see that crypto bear market is ahead of us, and what is happening in current market. What do you think from your perspective? Will metaverse and NFT be the jump ramp for the cryptocurrency market to go in?
So you guys know.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of factors, in the world right now, outside of just even the crypto world, that plays into that. But the one thing we do know, whether you look at the crypto market or you look at a traditional market, there's always been ups and downs, and that's just the way I think human nature is, and that's the way that a lot of these markets work. So you're definitely going to have, the bull runs when things are set up. So I believe that this emerging technology that we're talking about is for real, and we're on the doorsteps of it. I think a lot of the stuff that we're thinking about when we think about a metaverse, it might not be delivered in 2022 or 2023, but the beginning steps will be, and I don't think it's too far away. So it's something that is going to be adopted more, and as the adoption thing, as it grows, I think the biggest bull run is going to happen with crypto. It's going to happen with Web3. It's going to happen with the metaverse, because these are some of the most exciting parts about Web3 technology, and these are all things that has very low percentage as far as adoption goes. So the growth factor in this space is incredible, and I believe that growth factor, we're just right there at the footsteps of it, at the beginning steps. But I think it's going to happen over the next several months leading into the next few years.
For that one, and we see the a lot of things are coming for the MetaMonkey, and the technology that you guys use are pretty amazing, and that you are guys here to. So, is there any closing statement on your project? What would you say?
Yeah, so MetaMonkey, the name, a lot of people kind of joke around about that name. They're like, monkey, really? Did you have to put monkey into your name? So I think our thought is this, and our philosophy is this. So we're looking at a very beginning steps of an evolutionary phase that's going to take us from like Web 2 properties into Web 3, which is just a way more immersive situation. In order to get there, you really need to have some great leaps in AI. So when I'm talking about AI, I'm talking about machine learning, I'm talking about deep learning, and it's the next evolutionary step of that. And we need to have that for natural language processing. So when you're in the metaverse, you need to be able to communicate with all the different properties that are going to be there. So you need to have a very intelligent AI that can communicate at a typical level that we're used to communicating in the real world. So that's going to be powered by that AI. We need to be able to build out this metaverse property. So whether it's a mall or whether it's a playground or whether it's a video game, there's a lot of creation of digital assets, things that need to happen, not just vocally, but also with images, with pictures and stuff like that. So we are kind of like at the very beginning stage, and we want to be part of that evolution that helps that infrastructure. So we want to uplift the 3D immersive experience. We want to significantly flourish the built-in services in the virtual world. And, we're eager to bring tomorrow's technology starting today.
Thank you for that one. And I actually have a lot of interest here in the comments, so I will pick some questions if you feel comfortable with, and so I will ask them. I suppose we have.
Certainly.
Right. So one of the questions that the security is always prioritized by blockchain projects, so especially the cryptocurrency wallets. So do you have any technological measurements to enhance the security of the project?
Yeah, so obviously blockchain, one of the strongest elements of blockchain is the security factor. So security is always foremost in blockchain. And we're always looking to engage how the security would work with, like, for example, if we take blockchain and we take it out of cryptocurrency and we're looking at a different aspect of one of the areas that we're looking into is medical information, right? So I think it's a natural strength of blockchain, and depending on which field you're going into, so medical field, there's a lot of strict laws around, not just here in the US but also around the world, on how that information flows, and there's regulations involved with it. So as we grow out the blockchain technology, we need to look at what are the regulations in the different physical sectors, and what are the shortcomings currently, and then how can we improve on that. So it really just depends on project to project as far as the specifics of how we improve the security there.
Thank you for that question. And the next question is: are you guys based on one continent, or you guys are looking to hire more people to go and expand globally?
Yeah, no, we're focused globally. Our company, MetaMonkey AI, is based out of California here in the US, and this is where we have our retail shop set up. But a lot of our technology guys that run behind the scenes are located in India. Our strategic partnerships are in South Korea with the laboratories. So we're already kind of reaching out globally. The wallet that we're about to release, it has the connectivity functionality of it, where you don't have to have internet. So if you think about the parts of the world where there might be less connectivity, you're looking at a lot of different places globally. So we feel like, having something like this wallet out there is going to help us penetrate into a bigger global market.
And one more, hopefully you don't mind it. Are you guys gonna have the ambassador program?
We'll definitely look at that. I think that's interesting. I've had someone bring that up before, and I think we'll put it up in. We'll talk about it internally. Maybe put it up on some of our social media channels and talk about what that program could look like, and we'll get some feedback from the community. But I do like that idea.
Of course. So that's all. So thank you so much. Once you guys go and follow MetaMonkey AI, we will retweet their stuff, of course. And if anything to add now, I guess.
I'm sorry, you broke up on the last part. I didn't quite hear that.
Did you hear me? Is now okay?
Yeah, I do now. No,
Pardon me. Yeah. So yeah, if anything to add, please add. So some news that you want to announce. So please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. So some of the people I think in this space have been familiar with MetaMonkey, and they've probably heard me speak a few times, and we've definitely talked a lot about our strategic partners in South Korea. So at the end of this month, on the 26th, me, my partner, a couple other people are flying out. One of our board of advisors is flying out with us also. He's a physicist. He's got great experience. He's also a professor here in California. He's done a lot of different work. He works with JPL. He's put satellites up into space, and he works in that data. So he's also going with us since he's on our board, and we're going to go out and meet Dr. Kim. We're going to take a walk through to his laboratories, and we're going to do a couple of shows out there. We're going to introduce Dr. Kim to the community. Dr. Kim will be able to take some questions and answers from the community as well. We'll figure out exactly how we're going to make that happen. But one of the things that's going to come out of this trip is you're gonna physically see what these laboratories are about. You're going to meet some of the professors there. You're going to meet some of the PhD students that are doing the research, that are working on the technology, and then we're going to expand our roadmap, and we're going to show exactly what the roadmap is going to look like. You'll see an update on that, and I think we'll have some really exciting things to announce there. One of the things to remember with our strategic partners in South Korea is they've been working on these properties for years now. And there's a lot of beautiful technology that they have. We're just trying to get that technology ready and bring it to the market.
Thank you once again. It was amazing talks with you guys at MetaMonkey. So for everyone here, please go and follow at MetaMonkey_AI and the part of the community. So hopefully we will have many more tabs, and we will have AMA tomorrow on Telegram, right?
Yes, we will.
So yeah,
I believe at the exact same time.
That's great. So make sure to join there, and thank you so much for your time today, and see you next time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.